Hello, everyone. This is the Drive Safe, Ride Safe team here, and I'm Jane Johnson. And of course, you know our veteran crash investigator and driver safety expert, Mike Pehl. And today we're going to talk about why you must start seeing motorcycles. And of course, Mike's going to teach you a little bit about how you can steer clear of motorcycles to avoid any catastrophic events. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Welcome to all you viewers. This is something we all need to know. We have motorcycles, bikers, e-bikes now that are all around us, and we have to start seeing them because whether it's your fault or not, you don't want to be part of this. The last thing you want is that motorcycle, e-bike, or bicycle underneath your car, and you're the first one that gets out of that car and has to look underneath it. And if you are one of the riders of these bikes, e-bikes, or motorcycles, the last thing you want to do is be underneath the car. So you know what? This is great information for both sides. So pay attention. We're going to look at a quick video here. It's what we teach in our course. Great video. Take a look at it.
Okay, so bicycles and motorcycles, basically they both have two wheels. One's got a motor, one doesn't. So there's two different categories there. The big thing that you need to know about a bicycler, if they're on the side of the road and you're going to go past them, most of the state's law is that you have to give them a minimum of 3 feet. That's very important. I like to say this, if you're going for your test, you better know the 3 feet. But I like to say this, for you as a defensive driver, I want you to always expect that biker to fall over in front of you and do whatever it takes to not hit them. That's the driver you are. You've got the vision before you got there. Now let's talk motorcycles. I hate following motorcycle riders. Why? I have an experience. I've had a couple experiences. I used to have a motorcycle when I was a teenager. And when my brother, a year older than me, was struck from behind with a car going 85 miles an hour, he survived. But I saw him that night. I went home and sold my motorcycle because he was struck from behind by a police chase. And it goes back to defensive driving. He was driving at 55 miles an hour. He was hit so hard, his back tire was pushed all the way up to his gas tank. And here's the thing about helmets. How important is helmets? His ear on the one side from sliding down the gravel at 80 miles an hour, his helmet was wore to the point where he wore one of his ears off. Had to be reconstructed. Fingers and toes erased, but guess what? The only bone he broke was a kneecap, and he survived. He was a lucky one. So you know what? I don't like following motorcycles because I don't like seeing that. I envision that all the time. In my life, I have witnessed within seconds 2 motorcycle crashes, and I always hate being the first one to the scene because there's no forgiveness on a motorcycle, or most of the time there's not. So you know what? When you get around them motorcycles, give them some extra room. They're harder to see. And remember, the bumper sticker says what? Start seeing motorcycles, and a lot of people don't, and that's why we have so many motorcycle crashes.
Okay, so total annual motorcycle fatalities, over 5,286. That's an annual estimate on how many motorcycle riders or drivers do die. What contributes to motorcycle accidents? Of course, drunk driving. You know, you have groups of people that go out for their weekend drives, and you know what? Unfortunately, they stop at bars. You know, they have drinks. Few of them might have too many drinks. And now they become driving impaired. Head-on collisions, that's the killer that just wipes out motorcycles, bikes, or whatever. Left turn, so dangerous on a left turn when motorcycles turn in front, or you turn in front of a motorcycle. So if you see a motorcycle coming at you, or a car coming at you and there's signals on, we never commit to that turn until we see them front tires. Remember, front tires don't lie. We teach that in our course. They run into objects. Objects could be an animal, you know, dog, cat, deer, skunk, raccoon. And of course, you got the unfortunate ones, or the unfortunate that think they can do 90 miles an hour on these crotch rockets going in and out of traffic. So go ahead, give us the next slide here, Jane. What can cars do? Okay, we're in a car. Well, remember this. The saying was to start seeing motorcycles. So again, we need to always remember, before you move that car side to side, remember your vision is forward. Before you move it side to side, we always turn the head and check the blind spot. Because if a motorcycle's front tire is at your back tire, you will not see them in the mirrors. Do not become that lazy driver and rely on mirrors. You always do the shoulder check. Large vehicles, you need to watch out for these little guys. You have a lot of blind spots. And the problem with large vehicles, hopefully you're not one of these drivers that signal and move quick. We never give somebody a reason to miss you, and they'll miss you. Give motorcycles the whole lane. You know what? If you're going to pass a motorcycle, don't use half of their lane if they're over on the right. You're going to go all the way over just like it's a car, all right? Because that motorcycle might drift into you, all right? Treat motorcycle turn signals with caution, all right? That was my second experience I had, where I watched a motorcycle driver, a car turn in front of a motorcycle driver because he left a signal on. Give motorcycles extra following and passing distance. So go ahead, Jane, give me the next slide. Safety tips for motorcycle riders, drivers. You know, if you're on whether you're riding or driving that bike, that e-bike or that motorcycle, ride a trustworthy bike and keep yourself out of harm's way. I mean, simple, safe riding practices. Do wear a DOT approved helmet. DOT stands for Department of Transportation. Make sure it says that, otherwise it's going to do you no good. Be on guard at all times. That's what defensive drivers do. Who's going to get you? Get paranoid on the road. Get paranoid. When you're paranoid, you're anything that moves can be coming your harm's way. But especially at intersections, all right? Cars are not always watching for bikes. And we, you know, just because we're going to start it doesn't mean somebody else is going to do. Remain visible. Wear bright clothes. Reflective clothing. I've never got it where people at night want to wear black clothes and they don't have lights. So headlights on. Drive under the speed limit. Ride early in the day. Most bike fatalities are between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. and especially on weekend nights. Why? Weekends is when people let their guards down in defensive driving. So go ahead, next slide, Gene. All right. You can get more safety tips from Driving Tips here.
Yes, that's right, Mike. Thanks for your information. And I know you've got tons of great stories, and we've got tons of videos and tips. And you can go to either our Drive Safe, Ride Safe Facebook page, which is obviously Drive Safe, Ride Safe. Then we also have a YouTube channel, which is also Drive Safe, Ride Safe. Our website is drivesaferidesafe.com. And within that website, you can check out our driver ed courses. And you can also sign up to get 5 surefire ways to keep your teen from crashing. And these are really good tips for parents whose teens are just getting started driving. And with that said, we hope you'll start seeing motorcycles. And Mike, I'm going to give you the last word.
Yes, start seeing them, guys. We're in that season. You know what? And I always think they're always in the season. You know, we're in the middle of the bikers, the e-bikers, and the motorcycles. So you know what? Make it a contest in your vehicle when you're with another person that who sees the motorcycle, the biker first. You know, you try to be the winner. You're going to win because that improves your vision. You're going to see, you want to win 10-0. You see 10 of them, you saw them first. All right. It challenges other people to start seeing them also.
It's
so with
better
that, go ahead, Jane.
Oh, I was going to say, it's better than even, you know, driver bingo, where you come up with the, you know,
Yes.
the different license plates. You can do this as a family trip in the car to say who sees the motorcyclist first, and that's a great idea.
Yes. So, you know, from Jane and I and Drive Safe, Ride Safe, we're just, you know, letting you guys go. And always remember, when you're driving, what do? You drive safe. And when you're riding, what do? You ride safe. See you soon.
Thanks, Mike.